One thing that's fairly easy to do when wiper blades go out, most of us, me included, just go out and get a brand new arm. I've been thinking lately that that's extremely wasteful. So a lot of people might think that you can't replace these blades or the inserts on these specialized brands. These are Bosch Aerofoil, and they're made to contour to the actual how the windshield curves. And so also these have very good aerofoil on them that keeps the blade attached to the window, and they're not cheap. They're at least $35 or more dollars for a set. And then also you come along with the waste of having to throw this whole thing out and replace it with a brand new one, when in fact nothing's wrong with it. It's perfectly fine. It's in great working order. The bend and the flex in it doesn't degrade over time. It's not like there's a lot of pressure bending this the other way. It's just a gentle curve, and the bend of the windshield just straightens it out, and it conforms to the all the curves. So why not just replace the inside with a new refill? This is the old one, and here's the new one. I'll put a link in the description to the one I got that fits these Bosch Aerofoils. And these I bought about a year ago, so the rubber here has lasted about a year, which is not too bad, but the wiper arm itself will last, probably forever. I mean, it's just a piece of metal and some plastic. So what you need to do to take off on these Bosch Aerofoil to replace the inner is there's one end that's held in place, and you'll notice that it kind of sticks there, and there's another end that you can move the refill back and forth. So you just pop off that end, you push it back from the end, and then you stick this flathead in the bottom there, and then you use downward pressure to push up on the inside of that cap, and then you can wiggle it off as you do that. There you go. And that cap pops right off pretty easily. Now this other end is kind of held in there just by a small friction fitting, so you can pull that out. So you just keep pulling it, and it will eventually come out, and then you slide it right out. So you take your new one, just line it up to the old, and these refills come in various lengths, but usually they give you enough to do both wiper arms. And you just take a flat blade and you cut it to length. There we go. So that's cut to length, and now you just have to fit it back in. So you take the old part, there's a groove, slide it in, very easy. And now you'll have to press on this end where this friction fitting is to get it to go in, and you can stick your flat blade through and kind of push up on that bit. There's a metal bit in there that kind of holds it in place. So if you give a little, you can kind of see where the plastic is, and then there's a piece of metal down in there. So if you put your flathead on that piece of metal and give it a little push, it'll release some of that tension, And then you could pull that piece of rubber on there all the way, and now it's kind of locked in place. And then the other end, you just put that fitting or the cap back on the end, and it kind of snaps in place, and that's it. So now we got a brand new wiper refill in there, and hopefully no more streaks or no more dead spots on the windshield. And it's pretty easy to reinsert these. This cap just comes up, you put it into your wiper arm, and then you lock it down in place. And that's pretty easy. I don't need to show you guys that. But just realize that even on these specialized blades, these aerofoil type blades that are made to contour to the windshield, you can replace these refills and not have to throw away this whole wiper arm. So now I'm throwing away this little piece of rubber versus two wiper blades that work perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with them. And then I also have a length of extra, which I'll use on the rear of this. These are from my Mazda 5. There's a very long windshield wiper for the driver's side and a very short one for the passenger side, and then there's a really short one on the back. So I'll just use this extra piece on the back. And I think these refills cost me low teens, I think 12 bucks, 13 bucks versus 35 or more to get a replacement set of wiper arms. So that's a no-brainer right there. So that's easy, and hope that helps, and stop filling or throwing this stuff away when you don't need to. This is perfectly good